Class 12th, Subject Physics, 16th chapter, Semiconductor Devices. Semiconductor Devices. From this, let us see one of the applications of the transistor, and that application is the transistor as an amplifier. Transistor as an amplifier. So amplifier is a device which is used for increasing the amplitude of alternating signal, that is voltage, current or power. So amplifier is the device which is used for increasing the amplitude of alternating signal, that is voltage, current or power. That means the AC signal supplied at the input of the transistor will get increase at its output, that is magnitude of the input will get increase at the output. Now that alternating signal will be amplified in terms of voltage, current or power. Now in order to explain the construction of this transistor as an amplifier, let us consider a transistor consisting of three electrodes, emitter, base and collector, in which the base and the emitter junction will be supplied with the input voltage Phi, that is Pb. That means the input voltage which we have to amplify, that is Phi or Pbb, is connected between base and emitter of this transistor. Then the output voltage which will be amplified will be measured across this load resistance RL, that is Pho, that is the output voltage which will be amplified, that is equal to Vcc. Then the two capacitors will be connected in the input and output loops in order to restrict the DC components. Then RB represents the base resistance, RL is the load resistance. Then the proper biasing, that is Pbe, is given between base and emitter, and Pce, that biasing is given between collector and emitter of this transistor. Then Ib is the current flowing into the transistor, IE is the current flowing out of the transistor, and again IC is the current which is flowing into the transistor. Then if you consider the construction of this transistor amplifier, we can say that we have considered here a NPN transistor. So this is the NPN transistor which is connected in common emitter configuration. So it is connected in common emitter configuration. Then a small sinusoidal input signal, that is Phi, a small sinusoidal input signal is supplied between the base and the emitter of this transistor. Hence the base current and the collector current, the base current as well as the collector current will have sinusoidal variations, that is variations in the form of sine wave will take place in base current as well as this collector current. Now this variation in the base current and the collector current will cause the output voltage, that is Pho, the output voltage Pho will also vary sinusoidally. So sinusoidal variations will take place in case of this output voltage also. Then the capacitors are used to block the DC components. Then the load resistance RL is connected in the circuit across which the output voltage will be obtained. So input voltage in the form of sinusoidal wave is supplied between base and emitter, and the output voltage across this load resistance RL, that in between collector and emitter, will be obtained, that is VO. So in this case, as soon as the sinusoidal signal is connected between base and emitter, at that time both base current as well as this collector current will vary sinusoidally, and this variation in the base current and collector current will give rise to the variation in this output voltage VO. So this will be the construction of this transistor as an amplifier. Now let us see the working of the amplifier. In this case, we will consider two cases. In the first case, when input voltage Vi is not applied, that is equal to 0, and second case, when some input voltage, that is AC voltage, is applied to the input. So when the input signal Phi is not applied, at that time we can say that when Phi is equal to 0, that will be the first case. So when the input signal Phi is not applied, then the output loop of the Kirchhoff's the output loop, for that output loop we can apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. So in this case we will get this loop as the input loop, and this will be the output loop here. So for this output loop, when this Phi is equal to 0, for this output loop we can apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. So for this output loop, this Pho, that is Vcc, will be equal to sum of Vce and the potential across the load resistance RL, and therefore we can write when Phi equal to 0 for the output loop by applying Kirchhoff's voltage law, Vcc equal to Vce plus ICRL. So this ICRL will be nothing but the potential across this load resistance RL. Let it be equation number 1. Now similarly we can write for input loop. For this input loop we can write this VBB will be equal to, it will be equal to sum of VBE, this VBE plus IB into RB. So for this input loop, the potential VBB will be equal to sum of potential VBE plus the potential across this base resistance RB, that is IB into RB, and therefore for the input loop we can write VBB equal to VBE plus IB RB, equation number 2. Now let us consider the second case, that is when some AC input is applied at the input. So some AC signal is applied at the input. At that time Phi is not equal to 0, and therefore we can write when Phi is not equal to 0, at that time VBE plus Phi, that is this VBE plus this input signal Phi will be equal to VBB plus IB RB, VBB plus IB RB plus delta IB, that is small change in base current, into RB plus RI. So this RI will be the resistance of the input. So RB plus RI let it be equation number 3. Now the changes in the base current causes the changes in the collector current. So when there is change in the base current, automatically there will be change in the collector current, and hence we will define the current gain. We will define the current gain, and therefore we can write current gain beta AC. Current gain beta AC is the ratio of collector current and the base current, that is IC upon IB. IC upon IB, that will give us the current gain. Now as VCC is constant, as this output voltage VO or VCC is constant, there is change in voltage drop across the load resistance due to the change in base current. So when there is change in the base current, at that time the voltage drop across the load resistance will get change, that is VCC will get change. That means we can say that when there is change in the base current, it will cause the change in voltage drop across this load resistance RL, that is output voltage VCC will get change due to the change in base current. So when there is change in base current, at that time the output voltage will change, that is variation in the base current will cause the variation in the output voltage, and therefore we can write VCC, that is output voltage, equal to VCE plus ICRL is equal to 0. This VCE plus this ICRL will be equal to 0, and therefore from this relation we can write as delta VCE plus ICRL is equal to 0. Therefore delta VCE must be equal to minus ICRL. Now the change in output voltage delta VCE is the output voltage VO. It will be the output voltage VO, and therefore we can write VO equal to, we can write here VO, that is output voltage VO, is equal to delta VCE, equal to delta VCE, that will be equal to beta AC into delta IB into RL. Beta AC into delta IB into RL. So this equation we will get. Hence the voltage gain AL, the voltage gain AV of the amplifier is, the voltage gain, instead of AL we will use the notation for voltage gain as AV will be given as the ratio of output voltage to the input voltage, that is VO upon this VI. So that will be equal to delta VCE divided by delta IB into RI. Delta VCE divided by delta IB into RI, or we can also write this voltage gain AV is equal to minus beta AC RL upon RI, minus beta AC RL upon RI. This equation we will get for the voltage gain. Now similarly the power gain AP will be given as, the power gain AP will be equal to beta AC into AV, beta AC into AV, that is as power is equal to V into I. From that relation we will get the power gain AP is equal to beta AC into AV. So this will be regarding the working of this amplifier. That means from this amplifier circuit we can say that the input signal, that is sinusoidal input signal supplied at the input, will get changed at the output. That means there will be amplification of the input signal at the output. So in this way, the input sinusoidal signal will get amplified at the output of this amplifier. And now let us see the next point, that is logic gates. Logic gates. Now what are these logic gates? We know that a continuously varying signal, that is sinusoidal signal, is called as analog signal. So in this way, the sinusoidal signal which is continuously varying, that is in the form of a sine wave, is called as the analog signal. For example, this sinusoidal voltage which is varying with time. So this is the sinusoidal voltage which is varying continuously with respect to time, and therefore it is called as analog signal. On the other hand, the signal which have only two discrete values is called as the digital signal. The signal which is having only two discrete values is called as digital signal. That means in case of digital signal, there will be only two discrete values, that is high value and low value, high value and low value, and therefore such type of signal is called as digital signal. For example, this square wave will be considered as the digital signal. So in case of analog signal, there will be continuous variation in the voltage with respect to time, but in case of digital signal, only two discrete values, that is high and low values, will be possessed in case of this variation in the voltage with respect to time, and therefore it is called as digital signal. Now, an electronic circuit that handles only a digital signal is called as digital circuit. The electronic circuit that can be operated or handled only with a digital signal is called as digital circuit. And the branch of electronics which deals with the digital circuits is called as digital electronics. So in case of digital electronics, we consider only the digital circuits. Now what is actually logic gate? A digital circuit with one or more input signals but only one output signal is called as logic gate. A digital circuit with one or more input signals but only one output signal is called as logic gates. So in case of logic gate, there may be one or more input signals and only one output signal. Such type of circuit, digital circuit, is called as logic gate. Now the mathematical statement that provides the relation between the input and the output of a logic gate is called as Boolean expression. The mathematical statement that provides the relation between the input and the output of a logic gate is called as the Boolean expression for that logic gate. Now there are only 5 common logic gates. The commonly used logic gates will be only 5, and these gates are AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, NAND gate, and NOR gate. So like this, AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, NAND gate, and NOR gate are the commonly used 5 logic gates. If you consider any logic gate, then it will be having its inputs in the forms of zeros and ones. that is low and high values, and its output will be again obtained in the similar form as zeros and ones. So like this 0 will represent the low state and 1 will represent the high state, and therefore all the gates will be having its inputs and outputs in the form of zeros and ones. Now out of these 5 gates, let us consider the first gate, that is AND gate. Symbolically the AND gate will be represented like this. It will be having 2 inputs A and B. So A and B will represent the input to this AND gate, and its output will be written as y equal to AB, and therefore as there is multiplication at the output of this logic gate, therefore it is also called as digital multiplication, and therefore A and B will be in the form of zeros and ones. At that time this output will be obtained in the form of zeros and ones. This y equal to AB will represent the Boolean expression for this AND gate, and therefore let us consider its truth table. So truth table is nothing but it is the table which gives us the relation between the inputs and the output, and therefore if you consider the truth table of this AND gate, it will be having input A, input B, and the output y will be equal to AB. A and B will represent the input and y will represent the output. So input will be 0 0 1 1 and second input will be 0 1 0 1. That is inputs will be 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. At that time output we will get as Boolean expression for this AND gate is y equal to AB. Therefore 0 into 0 we will get 0, 0 into 1 0, 1 into 0 0, and only 1 into 1 will be equal to 1, and therefore we can say that in case of AND gate the output will be high or 1 only when both the inputs are 1. For all other it will be 0. So this will represent the truth table for AND gate. Similarly, let us consider the second gate, that is OR gate. So again in case of OR gate there are 2 input signals, that is A and B, and the output will be obtained here, which is given as A plus B. So as there is addition of these 2 inputs A and B, therefore OR gate is the digital addition. It will be the digital addition. The Boolean expression for this OR gate will be equal to y equal to A plus B. Again it will be having the truth table as shown. Here it will be input A, input B, and the output y will be equal to A plus B. Again the inputs are provided as 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. At that time 0 plus 0 will get 0, 0 plus 1 equal to 1, 1 plus 0 equal to 1, and 1 plus 1 will be again equal to 1. So from this truth table it is clear that for the OR gate the output will be high if one or both of these inputs are high. If any one input is high or both are high, at that time we will get output as high, and only for 0 0 we will get output as 0. Then let us go for third gate, that is NOT gate. NOT gate is also called as inverter gate. That means the input supplied at the input of this NOT gate will be inverted at its output. It will be having only one input, and so that the Boolean expression will be equal to y equal to a bar. That is, the input supplied at the input of this NOT gate will be inverted here at the output. Symbolically, it will be represented as shown. Here there will be a small bubble at this vertex. Then again it will be having its truth table as the input, only one input is there, therefore it is A, which is having its values 0 and 1. Now at its output, this input will get inverted, that is 0 will become 1 and 1 will become 0. So this will represent the truth table for this NOT gate. Then fourth gate is NAND gate, that is not AND. Not AND, that is NAND gate. That means the output of the AND gate will get inverted here in case of NAND gate, and therefore again symbolically NAND gate will be shown like this. Here there will be a small bubble shown so that it will represent the NAND gate. It will be having again two inputs A and B, and the output will be obtained as y equal to AB bar. Y equal to AB bar. So y is equal to AB is the output of AND gate. It will be inverted due to this NAND gate, and therefore the Boolean expression for NAND gate is y equal to AB bar. Again, if you consider the truth table, then input A, input B will be having its values 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Now, due to this Boolean expression y equal to AB bar, so 0 into 0 will be 0, but it will be inverted at the output so that we will get 1. Again 0 into 1 will be 0, its inverted output will be 1. 1 into 0, that is 0, its inverted output will be again 1. And 1 into 1 we will get 1, its inverted output will be 0. And therefore we can say that in case of NAND gate, its output will be high if the inputs are either 0 or 0 1 or 1 0. That means any one input or both the inputs are 0, then we will get output as 1. So this will represent the truth table for this NAND gate. Then let us consider the fifth gate, that is NOR gate, that is not OR. That means the output of the OR gate will get inverted due to this NOR gate. Symbolically, NOR gate will be shown as it is. So here there will be a small bubble which will represent the output of this gate will be inverted, and therefore again symbolically as it is shown in the figure, it will be having two inputs A and B. Then output will be obtained as y equal to A plus B bar. That is A plus B is the output of OR gate. It will be inverted at its output, that is of NOR gate. So Boolean expression will be equal to y equal to A plus B bar. Again, if you consider the truth table, then it will be having input A, input B, and output y equal to A plus B bar. Then inputs will be 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. At that time, when 0 0 is there, 0 plus 0 will be 0 and its inverted output will be equal to 1. And for all others, it will be 0. Therefore, we can say that if both of the inputs of the NOR gate are 0, we will get output as 1, that is high output we will get when both A and B are 0. So this will represent the truth table for this NOR gate. Then one special gate we will consider, it will be exclusive OR it is called as XOR gate. exclusive or it is also called as XOR gate. Now this type of exclusive or XOR gate is used in many equipotential circuits. If the circuits are equipotential circuits, then in case of equipotential circuits, such type of exclusive or in short XOR gate will be used. Again, symbolically, that XOR gate will be shown like this. It will be having two inputs A and B, and its output will be obtained as Y equal to A plus minus B. Y equal to A plus minus B. So its Boolean expression will be written as Y equal to A plus minus B, that is equal to A bar B plus A B bar. So this bar will represent negation there, and therefore Y equal to A bar B plus A B bar will represent the Boolean expression for this exclusive OR gate or XOR gate. Again, if you consider its truth table, it will be having input A, input B and Y as the output. When inputs are 0, 0, we will get output as 0, and for all others, that is 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, again we will find its output. So if it is 0, 0, we will get output as 0. If it is 0, 1, then we will get output 1. If it is 1, 0, then again we will get output 1, and then at last if it is 1, 1, we will get output as 0. So if one of the inputs is only 0, at that time we will get output as 1, and for 0, 0 and 1, 1 inputs we will get output as 0. So this will be the truth table for exclusive OR gate. So in this way, all the gates will be symbolically given as shown in the diagrams, as well as their Boolean expressions and truth table are as shown.